Hey everybody, my name is Charlie, and this is a Let's Try of City Bus Manager. This game is developed by three brothers who are just trying to make something cool, and I think they've done a fantastic job at doing that. We're going to start a new game. Before we do this, though, I'm going to go to regions because I want to talk to you about something here. When you start the game up yourself, you have the option for basically Central Europe and East or Southern Europe, okay? But if you want other regions, just go into the Regions tab and you can just download them. And you can basically have a bus network anywhere in the world. So I've downloaded North America, and I would like to do a bus network for my hometown, or at least not my hometown, but it's where I live, okay? Near where I live, anyway. So we're going to do it for the city of Detroit. Now, I've got Chuck's Transport as my name of my place. I'm actually going to do a different name. I'm actually going to go with a real place, a real company, I guess, a real organization, whatever you want to call it, that's in Detroit, but it's not exactly accurate. We're going to do this as the People Mover. And I'm just going to say People Mover. People Movers. There it is. And we have the People Mover. We have things like that in Detroit. So North America, USA can now be selected because I have North America, but you can download more regions. And you can put in a zip code or a city name or anything you want. And this thing will generate a real map of that area. And I've tested lots of places already in this that I am, around where I live, places I've been. And these maps are spot on. So hats off to them for getting that to happen. Even the places of interest are there. They're probably like borrowing it from Google Maps or something. I don't know. But either way, we're going to say Detroit. Choose specific zip codes in the Detroit area, or you could just say Detroit in general and it'll just put you in there. So I'm going to do that. Say city, normal. I've got in the settings, I got everything set in the settings to be dollars and miles. So, you start with euros, Swiss francs, you can do whatever you want, and then start with kilometers if you want to. But since we're in Detroit, that's the United States, we're doing dollars and miles. That's it. So let's go ahead and start the game. Now, I've already loaded the city of Detroit once, so this should load the tiles a little bit faster than it would usually do if you've already loaded it once before. But if you're starting on a location you've never loaded before, this process might take a little bit of time. But since I've already loaded Detroit before for the sake of this video and speeding it up, here we are. So you can see this is all locked up here. I don't know if we can get this to where it's unlocked, but picking Detroit gives me an interesting phenomenon where I actually have the ability, maybe, to have my bus service go international, which is one of the reasons why I wanted Detroit as well, because this is Canada, this is Windsor, Ontario, and this is the Detroit River, right? So we can get into, and these are all, again, real places. These roads are very accurate to what they are in real life, and if I zoom in on certain places here, the points of interest and stuff, Fishbones, Firebird Taverns right here. There's the Broadway. We got Buffalo Wild Wings right here, right? So we have very accurate things. So like Ford Field, for example, should be right here. And this is a parking structure that's across the road from Ford Field. On the top of this parking structure, my brother and I once flew our drones, and we got some drone footage of the city while we were doing that. So right there, yeah, we're standing on top of that. So anyway, we need to choose the location of our depot, and I'm thinking I kind of want to place it not really smack dab in the middle of the city, right? We don't want to just have a ton of buses coming out at once. We kind of want to have access to a lot of different directions as well, because we'll have a lot of different routes and taking people different places. So we don't want to be like have to deal with inner city traffic every single time we want to get out to some place. I'd rather get on the highway pretty quickly and just be able to go where we want to go. This is not that busy of a highway in Detroit. A lot of cities, the highways going through into the city are pretty busy. These ones are not that busy. For a city the size of Detroit, I guess. Unless, of course, maybe like, I don't know, Tigers are playing or the Lions are playing or something, then maybe it gets busy. But what we're going to want to do is find a place that is somewhat close to, like, kind of like right here. You can get in off this. You can turn. You can get on the highway right there. There's lots of on-ramps and stuff in both directions. I actually kind of like this area. So maybe we'll get our bus depot to be right over in here. And then it can come out this road, and it can either go that way or, well, it'll actually always go this way, because this is one of those, we call it Michigan lefts, where you have to turn right to turn left. So you come out, you turn right, and then you whip a left and go that way. So, I mean, this might be a good place to go. We do the same thing right here, though, I suppose is possible as well. But I think I'm going to do it here. So we're going to say that the bus depot is located right here. Let's say we're going to right there. All right, premises is now being prepared. Here we are. All right, so let's pause this really quick. We don't want the time to run if we can avoid it. So it's now 14:15, which is 2:15. I could change the time if I want to as well. You can go into settings and say you want the time format to be this, and it will be. At least it's supposed to be. Actually, already supposed to be, and it's not. There it goes. All right, 2:15 p.m. So a couple of things we need to do first, and I'm going to let the tutorial guide us through things, but I already kind of know what it wants. So this is our service center. People will come in here, right? So we want to have a front-facing place, a front-facing room for our guests. And so that's what this is. So this tab for building has all the different rooms we can build and all the things that go in those various different rooms. We're going to start with our information monitor. And I think I'm going to place this information monitor right here. People can see the wait time and opening times and all that stuff, right? So we'll then go in to get a service desk, and we can place this right here. Come through the place, come up and talk to us, okay? Then we need some places to sit. So I'm gonna say I actually want one of these tables. They call it a couch table, which is a little weird, but all right. Place that down, and then we're gonna have 2 armchairs right here. This is a place for people to sit. All right, next, it wants us to build a corridor. So to build the rooms, you just have to select this bar for it. So if you select the door, you have the door access and everything. But if you want the room itself, just make sure this part is selected. And it says it wants it to be 5 by 3. That's a decent size. I think the door is actually going to be one back, though. So I think I'll actually go ahead and move this monitor. Yeah, I think so. I think we'll go 2 by 11, and then I need to make it a little bigger, so it's going to end up being like this. Maybe one more. Yeah, I think we'll make it about that wide. I wanted to make sure there's 3 tiles available on this side because I've got plans for the bathrooms to be here. So we'll do that, and then since the bathrooms are going to be there, we'll take this monitor here. Let's go into build mode. I want to go to move. Place the television there instead. Okay, so this is more of a staff-only area back here. So we're going to say that this has a tinted door here. We can go through there. And we're then going to need to build an office room. The office can be back on this side. I kind of want to leave room over here because we can have like actual stuff going on outside for this. So I don't really want to build the office really close. I'd like to build it more back. So we'll say that the office is going to be, office can be right over here. And it does say 6 by 4 is the minimum size, but having a larger office will allow us to have more personnel. So that's an important thing to keep a note too. So I'm going to say we want, let's say a 9 by 7 to start. This will be where our office is. So we'll go in and get a door for this, and it could be there. It's good. Yeah. Then we're also going to want a kitchen. So I'm just going to lay in the building, the rooms real quick, because the game's going to want me to do this anyway. So the kitchen could be 4 by 4, 4 by 3. I think 4 by 3 was big enough. We'll go 4 by 4. It's fine. If I want an extra room for this office, then I'll make the building flush. That's no big deal too. And then we'll get a door there, and we have the door here. So inside the office, it's going to want us to have a standing desk. So these are standing desks, not, you don't need chairs for them. And I'm going to have one there, and I'm actually going to do 2 desks for now. And then, because they're actually really cheap, $230 comes with a computer. Crazy. And then we also want a vending machine in the kitchen. It's going to tell me to do this eventually. As well as a fridge. So just don't forget fridge right there. So fridge, we could put this like right next to the vending machine. That's fine with me. So inside the office, we of course need some seating though too, because people are going to come in here and rest and everything too. So we'll say that same kind of thing with these armchairs, sort of. Ooh, maybe I should. Let's move this over. Be next to window like so. That's fine. All right, so seating for them. Good. Now, it's going to want me to build a kitchen. Just did that, so it's going to skip that step and now tell me to build a bathroom. So what I want to do for the bathroom, and I have no idea if this is even needed because I haven't played this game enough, but I'm going to have the bathroom. It says 3x3 is the minimum size, but we're actually going to go 3x7. Do 3x6. So 3x6 instead. Now, why I do that? Well, because I'm going to put one of these, I'm going to put a divider in the middle of it. So 1, 2, 3. Now I have 2 bathrooms. And the bathrooms, we can have a tinted door on that side, right? Let's say right here. And also on this side right here. So now we have a staff bathroom and a guest bathroom. Again, I have no idea if that even matters, but we're going to see. So we'll put the sinks like that. And then we'll have the toilets and they can go over here like that and like that. All right, bathrooms are completed. Good. Next, we need buses. Yes. So this is a street. This is the intersection where we are. Hello, all the places in the city. Big burgers. And this is a subway right there, which I don't actually know if Detroit has a subway. I know we have a monorail that goes above the city. That's the People Mover. I don't think there is a subway in Detroit, so that's a little bit weird. I've never bothered to look into it, but I don't think there is. So that's inaccurate. Okay, I'm not gonna. It's obviously this stuff is just like generated, so whatever. We're gonna go into the street, and I'm gonna say for the street, we want our buses to come in, I think, 1 level. So I'm trying to think of where I want stuff, because this looks like a little bit smaller map than... It kind of looks smaller than when I was playtesting this earlier, but maybe it isn't. So I think I'm going to go like this with the road. And you'll see why in a second. So the street, right? We have all these different facilities we're going to have. So we have bus parking spaces, large, medium, and small. So large buses can, of course, be parked in these big spaces, right? Now, small buses will park in big spaces, but obviously big buses will not park in small spaces. So it's better to go bigger than it is to go smaller when you can. There's only one size gas station, and I'm thinking this can go here, the gas station. We can put this right over here. I do like the idea of having a little bit of like grass between this, just because I like the way it looks. So we'll put a gas station right here. And this is where we refuel our buses. Okay. Now, I was going to put this as a way so like they could just fuel up and just keep going, but you don't want to block buses that are not refueling. But on the side of that, it also has a definitively like closed line right here. Buses will not pass through anyway. This is enter and then exit the same way you came. So we're going to have the gas station here, though, because I think it's a good spot for it. So let's go to the street again. And I think I'm going to have... Yeah, like right here. There's not enough space there for the small spaces. So I am going to just bring... I think I bring the road all the way over. Maybe. We'll see. But what I want to do is I think medium spaces. Yeah, medium spaces will fit here. Large spaces will not fit here. And the small spaces, we might as well put medium ones in. So we can do that. So I think all the way up in the back here, we'll say the street goes all the way up. All the way in the back, we'll say that there are, let's go with 4 medium bus spaces for now. We can expand this more later. Next, I think right here, I'm going to do a bus wash. Now it's going to ask me to do all these things anyway, so I'm not going out of my way here. It's going to say it needs me to do a bus wash anyway. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. Do it about like that. Just because I like the grass to be kind of next to the building like that. So this is a large bus wash. Again, the large bus wash will cater to smaller buses. But if we do the small bus wash, which is smaller, see, it will not cater to the biggest buses. So this will last us for the rest of the game, hopefully. Same thing with the gas station. Now, there is one place where we can't do that. And unfortunately, we can't do that. And that is with the lifting platforms. The lifting platforms will only lift the buses for their size. So you can't lift small buses with the big platform. I don't know why they chose to do it that way. They just did. So the lifting platform can be over here behind this. Well, that's not what I want. It just merged it into the same building. That looks terrible. I don't want that. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. We'll just go like this. Oh boy, you're not going to make me delete the whole thing, are you? Don't do that. Oh, that looks terrible. Oh, that is not good. Hang on, maybe we can... Maybe I can save this. Hold on. There we go. And then on this side... we can want to delete... Hold on, from here all the way over to... Come on. Oh, it's not... Yep, there it goes. Got it. All right. That'll do. Lifting platform. Let's leave a space. A couple spaces, maybe. Ah, much better. Okay, so lifting platform behind this. Do I have enough space for one more medium spot? I do not. Okay, so 4 medium spots here. I might have had enough room, actually. If I just could have moved this over a little bit more. Grr, that's annoying. Oh well. We'll deal with it. We'll just live with it. So small lifting platform is what we're going to need eventually anyway. Okay. So the next thing, I think I'll put the large lifting platform over here eventually. So I need to kind of leave some room for that. Maybe the warehouse could go right here, possibly, because they need to deliver things to the warehouse, or it could go along the side here. We'll look at that as the tutorial goes for us. So it says buy 2 buses. So let's go to the marketplace. Now we have the Sprinter and the Sido, or Cedo, or Sido, whatever it is. Now these are brand new. So they cost almost 12 grand and 9.5 grand-ish, respectively. 12 seats in this one, 30 passenger capacity, because remember, there's standing room as well on these buses. So 16 seats and 38 passengers can fit in this one. Or we can go to the secondhand market. And it's kind of a toss-up, you know? Sometimes you get ones that are in really bad condition, and they don't really cost all that much less than the ones that are in better condition, right? But you can see a breakdown of what their condition is as you go. So this one here, for example, seems pretty good. It's still green at least. If I click this, we can see that it needs tires really bad, and it also needs brake pads really bad. But other than that, everything else seems to be pretty fine. So if we could put extra into this, tires are actually quite expensive, so that's not the cheapest fix. Brake pads are pretty cheap. If I go to this one, this has tires good still. Cleanliness is like basically free to do, and brake pads, it needs that. So I think I want to buy this one instead. So we're gonna say I want this one. Now I can offer them a price. This is 8 grand instead of paying almost 12, and it has 269,000 miles on it. I can reduce the price down to, let's say, 7,500 and offer them this, and then they will accept it. Very good. Next, I can say this one. This is not a good deal because it needs router, which is like your Wi-Fi on board the bus. We also need brake pads and tires. And tires, I mean, I can do tires, but meh. So I think the next bus we do, I might just pay to have it brand new because we'll have less problems over time. So we'll say a brand new bus here, and it's small. Now, when I buy a brand new bus, I get to design that bus. So here is our bus designer, yes. And it's available to us shortly is what it says. So we can design things, different colors and all sorts of things. And you can play around with the different roof colors and how you want your bus to look. And you can take a paintbrush to it and just draw squiggly lines and various different sizes and hardness with it if you want to. Now you can make I don't know, my logo, whatever, my hat logo that I have, which I can't draw here because it's terrible. So you could do all sorts of things here. If you want to just get really crazy with some tiger stripe kinds of things, you could totally go ahead and do whatever you want with your bus. Make it look absolutely atrocious. It's all about you. But I have one that's a bit more tame. So when I was playtesting it, I'm just going to load a template. my first bus. Much more tame. So this is a just a blue bus with the black top here. There's a little bit of a stripe here that's been added, and then there's stars on the backside here, as well as a window, which is not really fully lined up, come to find out. But the idea was that I wanted a sort of a full height window in the back so that the passengers could just look out the back of the bus, all tinted out. So this is our actual bus. So I will apply this. Okay. As time runs, see, both of our buses are actually clipping into each other here, so they're both arriving at the exact same time, and that's what happens. So, but you can see the difference between these, all right? This one, clearly not running very well, and it's definitely dirty, and it definitely needs some work, right? So we're gonna have to do something with that. Now, as we do something with it, we're gonna need a warehouse, and this game is gonna tell me to do this eventually, but I'm gonna do it now. So we're gonna just go to warehouse, and I don't actually know the minimum size requirement, but I'm pretty sure this is enough. So what I think I want to do is right next to, go on this side, I guess. So maybe we go over. This is where they're gonna repair things, though. So like maybe the warehouse can go right here. So we'll say the warehouse is gonna be right here. Let's say 7, 8. Go 10 by 6. I'll just put a tented there, a window in here, and then we'll put some shelves. Now, of course, like I said, the tutorial is going to tell me to do this anyway, but we're just going to do that. So there's our warehouse. All right, the next thing that the tutorial wants me to do is to hire people. We want to hire staff. So we need 6 lockers in this corridor, which is why I made it just a little bit wider than it said for the minimum. So we're going to go into the corridor. We're going to find lockers. And I'm going to drop in lockers in the hallway. It says we only need 6, but if I want to have more employees than 6, I need more lockers. So I'm just going to say those are our lockers for now. We can add more later as we go. Now, we need 2 bus drivers. So let's go to the staff menu. And for the staff menu, these are their desired salaries. This person here, for example, wants $12.30 an hour. We can see his friendliness score and reliability score. For the drivers, it's pretty important to have both of these very good. If I reduce their salary, it will also reduce their skills. So they're less motivated to do things well and to be friendly to people. If I raise their salary, it will raise their skills. Likewise, if I offer something below their desired salary, it's an offer. They might refuse it. So there's that too. So for my drivers, I do want a really good amount of friendliness. This person seems good. Augustin Muz, I like it. Pretty good already. I don't really think I need to add any more to your skills, but I want you to be really friendly. So we're gonna say 15, 20. Pay you more than you asked for, just to get that extra friendliness score. This person's pretty reliable. We have a lot of pages here. I'm used to having only like 2 pages of availability, but got a lot to choose from for drivers. Hello, dude, Mayor. He's super cheap and very good. This guy's kind of broken. I'm gonna give him 1140 to max out his stats out. So there's my drivers, and you know, I think I kind of want one more. I think I can buy another bus. Let's get you. We'll go 1480 for Tori. Okay, so those are our bus drivers. Oh, wait, sorry. Ooh, that's why okay, so I was in the all category. That's why. I was not in the bus driver category. That's why. Okay, so I was in all. So I've actually hired now a mechanic and a service employee, and I might have gone in and hired too many at this point. I don't know, let's see. Ticket inspector, service employee, and a mechanic. I hired a ticket inspector. I'm not sure I needed one of those, but okay. Well, it's fine. We'll go into bus drivers now then, I guess. So we want to hire a bus driver. These are only bus drivers, and now I have 2 pages. All right, that's what I expected. We'll say that I want... You're very friendly, not very reliable. I think this is a good mix. So Fedora Randolph, we'll go 16. Yeah, we'll go 16. Let's say 1560 with you. So there is... 1 bus driver. I didn't hire any bus drivers yet. And I really want your reliability up, but We're not going to have very friendly bus drivers here, I guess. Eventually, we'll get them better, I guess. But maybe we can get your friendliness score to at least be up to green. Yeah, we'll go like this to get your friendliness score up. Or maybe it's easier to raise somebody's reliability. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think this is probably my best bet here. We'll hire you. All right. We already have a mechanic. Good. So now we need a researcher. Researcher, I don't think friendliness really matters, so we'll just hire somebody who's reliable. Technically, this is a better fit, but I actually don't know if friendliness is a factor. Like, if maybe they'll not get along with their fellow employees, so it might actually matter. We'll go with Drew. We need a cleaner. We'll go with Merlin here. Merlin. And we're done because I already hired a surface employee. So now we have everybody. Now we have everybody we need. We also have a ticket inspector, which I may fire because I don't need that, but we'll see. 1140. Okay, so that takes care of our staff. Now, the next thing the game was going to tell me to do is to get a warehouse, but that's already done now. So next thing I want to do is I'm going to go into replacement parts. So we can't do any repairs on the bus that's not done yet. We can't do any repairs on these because we don't have any parts to put in it. So I know that we're eventually going to need brake pads. I'm going to get 4 of those. I know we're going to need at least 1 set of tires eventually. We'll do that. I'll also grab 1 router, 1 air conditioner, 2 wipers, 2 indicators, 2 of these lights. We're going to grab like 4 belts and let's say 3 oil canisters. This is $1,000. It'll be delivered at 9 a.m. tomorrow, or I can have it immediately delivered for an extra $600. I think for the first delivery, I'm going to go with an immediate delivery so we can make sure that these buses are in good shape. So, bye. So the game is now going to deliver all these parts to us on drones, and they'll just drop it off at the front. That's what it's going to do. So our employees are all going to start to arrive at work here. We've had it paused and everything, so they'll get into their lockers, they'll do their things, and then they'll pick up the boxes and walk them over to the warehouse, which is right here, nice and close by. Okay, so first thing I want to do, let's get this bus cleaned, okay? Let's start by cleaning the outside. We're going to need one of our people to come over, drive the bus into the new bus wash, and get it dry and get it cleaned up, okay? And then we're going to work on maybe fixing it after that. So after we get that in, there we go. Now the other bus, we could get this going to work right now because it's brand new. So let's go to the map, and we're going to want to make a new route. So our depot is here. We can go anywhere we want. The route is completely up to us. So I'm going to go to bus routes, go to new route, and there's 2 things. We can either make our own bus route, which is our own ideas, okay? More passengers on the route, more money we earn through ticket revenue. Or we can do public service lines, and this is later, as we gain prestige or we unlock whatever this trophy symbol is, right? We can then start to, say for example, have a bus. We make a contract with Waterworld, for example, to provide a bus service to there, a dedicated route for them. And they pay us this much per week. We do Henry Ford Medical Center, okay? It's a big thing in this area, Henry Ford Medical Center, Henry Ford Hospital. TV Lounge, Detroit. There's even one for Windsor, which will pay us $91,000 a week. But we need lots of prestige to do that, because that's international. There's Dr. Sophie J. Womack Eastside Health Center as well. So all these things we can do as we gain more prestige. But for now, we just do our own bus route. So it looks like specific requirements for a client. It doesn't actually tell me what this is called. So I'm going to call it Prestige for now. So our own bus route, we can start it on these bus stops that are already built into the city. And I have no idea. I know that all the roads are accurate. All these points of interest are accurate. Like I said, I've tested this with like even where I live. Which is not on the map right now. But I've tested this even where I live, and the points of interest this game generates are spot on. It's pretty cool. So I think they're probably using Google Maps or some other type of database, but it's just cool that that exists. I don't, however, know if the bus stops are accurate. So what we want to do here is we're going to set up a route that I think is going to move people around this area first. And then I also want to get another route that takes people from the residential zone and brings them into here. So just a bus route that can get these people around, all right? Focus on these guys, and then we'll start getting down into here. Got the wheel, if you will. The highways going into Detroit. Kind of forms like the spokes of a wheel. What we call it anyway. All right, so I'm going to say that we start this bus route. Let's say we do it at Warren and John R. This is our first stop on the route. And we're going to travel, let's say, like this. We could skip some of these stops. We don't need to hit every single bus stop. But maybe we get more people if we do. I don't know. Might take more time. But we'll just kind of go along here. And I think for this first route, I think I'm just going to bring people around this area. So we'll say that we want to turn. We'll turn at this light. And we'll head, actually now I'm kind of thinking, why don't I just go like through here and keep it simple, but, all right, tell you what, we'll go one more. If I go here, it's going to turn that way, and I don't want to do that. So we can come down this way, and that will be a little bit of a squiggly, which isn't great. You know what? I got it. We're just going to keep this really simple, okay? So we'll turn around, go here, and we'll come down, hit this one, hit this one, hit this one, then come over to here, Woodward, Mac and John R. We could hit this stop, and then we can whip a Yui. Actually, we'll just go all the way. We'll whip a Yui here, and then we'll take people, yep, down this way. So we're skipping this whole road. That doesn't make sense. I don't want to skip that whole road. Let's take this away. We'll go here instead, and then up like this. Okay. This is probably better. And then we'll go like that, and then out this way, over this way, and then we can make a whippy Yui right here and bring us back into this route. So this is our first bus route. It's really not all that bad. I think there's a good amount of stops here. Maybe a little bit more than we should have, but this is a good amount of stops. I like it. So let's take it. So this, based on our route we've decided, this is our estimated passenger load for this route. However, we can alter how we do our driving. So for instance, does the bus come every 60 minutes? The bus comes every 60 minutes. This is what it is. If we want the bus to come every 30 minutes, okay, well, now you're able to get maybe up to 20, right? But we have like room capacity for 38 people, right? So it looks like we have 35 up to 90 is what it says, expected passenger volume. So you can see these various different areas and the time of day, right? This is what we expect to have on this bus. Now for rush hour, we can also bring it down to every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes, whatever. But in order to do that, we have to have more buses. So we want to keep these routes to where only one bus is necessary. So for that reason, we're going to say 45 minutes, I think 45 minutes and 30 minutes respectively, okay? You can also go into advanced settings and really fine tune things if you want to. Like, you got lots of control. You can determine the days you want to do this with. Maybe you do different routes on different days, depending on if you notice there's more passengers on the weekends, for example. You could do a quicker interval on those days and add another bus on only those days, etc. You got fine-tuned control of all these things, okay? So you can do that. I'm not going to do it just yet, but this is, you know, here's our timetable preview, okay? You got, it gets in there. We're going to go easy mode for this because I think for the first couple routes especially, that's perfectly fine. So we'll hit this. That confirms, all right? Last thing to do is assign a bus to that route. We're going to assign the brand new bus. So this is the brand new one. Doesn't need any repairs. This will be our first bus, and our driver will go off and do it. Now, we have the ability to repair this bus, and so I'm going to go into repair. I'm going to give it brake pads. I think everything else is probably fine for now, so we're going to say start repair. So what we're going to do now is the mechanic will go over, We're going to get this bus. We're going to bring it into the lifting area. And it is going to get lifted up and get repaired, right? And they're going to replace the brake pads and everything on it. Now, this one, like I said, you can make the larger version of this, but it will not lift up this smaller bus. So you have to have the smaller one to do the smaller buses, okay? You get a progress report on how well he's doing there. In the meantime, you can also go to the map and you can see where your bus is. And so it starts its route and it's going to start just doing its thing, right? Now it has its own schedule, so it'll wait here at the start of the route until its schedule allows it to leave. And then once it hits it, then it's going to line up with the timings, right? So it'll line up with the timings and then it'll start moving. Hopefully we'll get some passengers. You can see we already have some. So 11 out of 38, right? And as we move through the city, I'm hoping to see that bar kind of fill up at some point because that would be a good sign. Could be the time of day as well. This isn't rush hour for this, but we do see it's at least a yellow bar, so that's good capacity. We don't want it to be red because then the experience of riding the bus kind of sucks, but yellow is okay. Yellow is great, actually, because we want it to have good capacity. All right, this bus is done, so let's go ahead and get this one to work too. I'm going to set a new route for this bus. And what I'd like to do here, we're going to have a little bit of overlap, okay? So we're going to say that this bus starts at Warren and Woodward and also goes to Warren and Cass. So there's some overlap here between these different stops, right? Now it's going to hit these first three. I think it needs to be here. I'll just start it here, Warren and Cass. It'll start at Warren and Cass. It'll hit these two stops. That overlaps with this bus route. So if these guys want to transfer to a different bus, they can get to this route. They can stop here, wait for the next bus, and then go, right? I'm allowing them to do transfer routes. So these two will be a transfer route. But then what it's going to do is it's going to go... That's not what I want it to do. Oh. I see. So you're not doing... Yeah, I want you to go here. Yep, that, and then this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So it's going to go this way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have this bus go all the way into... I kind of want it to go through here, though. Yeah, let's have it go through here. So we'll say that you are going to turn left, hit that, then this one, then this one. To hit this stop, I guess you can hit that stop. Okay. And then go down through here. And then from this point, we're going to have you come... It's going to turn the wrong direction. That's what I'm afraid of. Dart this way and then go to Grand River. I guess so. Then Grand River, Brooklyn. This looks like it's a more convenient stop to go to Goodwill and these shopping centers that are right here. So I think maybe we have you hit both of these stops. Then I want you to turn left, though. I need you to head back to where you're going. This is a highway. I don't really want that. It's kind of a waste. Do all that driving with no possibility of stopping. So we'll say here. Yeah, and then we'll just head straight up here. Straight through. Come up through here. And eventually you'll turn, hit that stop. That's fine. And then you'll whip around into that stop again. That's a bigger loop, right? But it gives people some flexibility. It's going to allow them to kind of move around where they need to be. So it's a relatively long route, but I think we'll be all right with that. And then we'll let that one run until, let's say, yeah, we could probably cut that at 8. It's good. That's fine. We're going to have that route assigned to this bus. This bus is in good shape now. We're all right with it. Now, it doesn't look like our normal bus. And actually, I want to clean this before it leaves. So it may not actually have much to do today. But I would like it to be cleaned before it leaves. Because there's no sense in going and picking people up if you're not going to have a good presentation for them. So, but we can make this bus look like our other bus. We just need the paint shop. So it's in the street view. It's this, the paint shop. The thing is, this thing is enormous. So I'm kind of like hesitant to make it right now because I don't know where I want it. But if I put it all the way in the back corner, that might be the most ideal, right? Just stick it in the back. Maybe it won't be in the way. So if I go and say build a street like that, I can't believe that won't fit there. Damn it. It won't fit there. So you see, like, it's a little bit, it's just huge. So I'm kind of trying to avoid using it if I can. So for now, I'm okay if the buses don't quite look the same. And when we get a proper fleet and we get a bus shop, then we'll go in and make them all look uniform. But for now, it doesn't really matter what they look like. So Route 1 is doing pretty well. Got lots of full. Let's see how this one's doing. Okay, so this one's got some passengers. Yeah. Starting to move them around. And there's, again, some overlap here, so people can transfer to this bus or transfer to that bus or whatever, right? And as we get new bus routes, we'll start to get these different buses and loops, and we'll start to have more points where they cross. Like, I probably should have made another cross right here. Like, maybe went like this so that these two could have been, you know, transfer routes as well, but that's okay. Yeah, so there we go. So we could check our finances by clicking this. This will give us our overview of how much revenue and expenses we have. Pretty uneventful at the moment. We can also adjust the ticket prices. Now, I don't know exactly what these are. I'm just speculating. But the short distance ticket, I think this is like somebody who wants to ride the bus for, I don't know, up to like 3 or 4 stops or something. I don't exactly know what a short distance qualifies for. Maybe it's a single stop. I don't know. But we're selling a lot of these tickets, 47 of them. We also have the single ticket, which is just ride the bus once. So I'm assuming, you know, you have a longer route to go to, then you would want to pay this just a little bit extra. And since we have so many ticket sales on this, I'm going to up the price onto 180 just to kind of maybe encourage people to go for the single ticket. I'd have no idea. Brought this down to 265, I guess. We have day tickets, which let people ride the bus all day. So, you know, that's pretty obvious. And then weekly, pretty self-explanatory there too. So I'll say the day ticket, let's say it's $6.90. The weekly ticket's going to be 25 bucks. And we'll just say, you know, does that make sense? Yeah, because if you have a day ticket, let's say the day ticket's $7.20, okay? If this is a ticket like this, and you're going to ride the bus for, let's say, more than 3 days in the week, then it makes sense for you to buy a weekly ticket, right? So I need to, like, incentivize this. I can't have the weekly ticket be 7 times the daily ticket, because then people should just buy a daily ticket, right? And then we finally have loans. And loans are actually a pretty decent interest rate, including MetaBank here at 0.9% interest. So that's kind of wild. So we could look into those loans later if we want to as well. Of course, the duration is longer on these. So even though the interest is lower, you're going to, you know, you have a longer term on that. I don't know if you're able to just cover that as fast as you want or not. I haven't taken a loan in this game yet. And so now it wants us to increase our bus network, and we're going to get this prestige, right? This little trophy or whatever, right? So, yeah, it says create more bus routes to connect 14% of the buildings and points of interest to your bus service. Afterwards, use buses on the new routes. And then we also have complete 10 bus tours successfully, which will give us a little bit of prestige as well, and then a little extra cash. So our buses are back. The routes are done. The schedule, it's over, right? Buses are not running right now. And with that done, and nothing else left to do, we can then time jump to the next day if we'd like to. Now, these buses are going to be kind of automated. They'll leave the station, they'll do their routes, they'll come back, and you just really have to watch them to see if they need anything from there, right? So, you know, do you need fuel? Okay, well, we need one of our drivers to come out and bring this, and it's going to bring it over to the fueling station and just top it off with some fuel, right? We can do that in the off hours. We don't need to, or you're going to back into that? Really? That's a little weird. Now you're making me want to move that. Oh well. Part of me actually thinks the gas station and wash should have been right next to each other, but it's just because of how big the street is and how big the footprints are. I'm not sure that would have worked very cleanly unless I had the street go out that way. But I have a lot more stuff I can make too. So I can time jump, or I can just look at the buses real quick here. If I take a look at the marketplace, Secondhand's got this other one, and 9,400. It seems like it just needs tires. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of expensive to fix. This one's okay. Tires and brake pads, but if I already have the tires in stock, brake pads in stock, if they'll give it to me for, let's say, 7,000, I'll take it. I don't know if they will, but this is a good enough discount. Yeah, they've accepted it. So I have 3 buses now, which is good. Now I can hire an extra bus driver. So let's add a driver. And we don't really have a whole lot of friendly ones. There is that problem. I wonder if tomorrow we'll have a better day on that. We'll have to see if that stuff refreshes. But see, now we can repair this. And we can say I want tires and brake pads. And yeah, go ahead and start the repair. So our dude is going to come over and repair this. And it gets repaired in the off hours, right? We don't need to zoom time ahead if we have other tasks to do. So we'll go ahead and let them do those other tasks for now. Yeah, I'm starting to think I don't really like how this is organized, but it's just that this wash is so big. And I feel like now what would have been better, although again, I can't put another street here. What would have been better though is to have the warehouse maybe get directly connected to the service station here. So I could have had the warehouse be like this whole area right here. And then they could have went in, grabbed the stuff, and then just went right to here instead of having to go outside into traffic and stuff. So I don't know. We'll have to think about that. Something to look at. But now our buses are pretty good. It just needs some cleaning, but other than that, they're pretty good. So I will leave this video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this game, you can check it out in the link in the description. And if you want to see more, just let me know down in the comments. Okay? Appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.